Whenever you arrive, tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun.
What's up? We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Well, I just messed up. But I think we're good. We are back, and it shows. We got some new stuff, some new toys. Obviously, the thing that's still here is FlyFrame, though, so shout out to FlyFrame. But yeah, if it's your first time with us, we are stealing home. I'm Anthony, the brother. This is my sister.
I'm Lisa, the sister.
Yeah.
And this is a show about baseball and family and love.
If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. We were gone. We were on hiatus.
Not even. It was the holidays.
It was Christmas.
Like, I don't even want to say it was a hiatus because, like, what? The holidays happened? No one.
There's no baseball going on.
Y'all weren't looking for us. Baseball wasn't on.
It's snowing in half the country, right? Actually, it's the only place it's not snowing is where we live.
Where we live.
Yeah,
which is in this garage in an undisclosed location.
Yes, Florida. So, a lot has happened. If it's your first time here, I played baseball my whole life. I'm a loser who loves baseball way too much, probably. I'd still argue it's our nation's pastime, even though I know deep down it's really not. And football's king, and playoffs are happening right now. I think Green Bay's whooping up on Dallas's butt because it says 1:15 up there in the corner, but it's January 14th as we're recording this.
Yeah, I was going to argue, but you're right. Because, I used to follow baseball way more closely, and I feel like I follow football pretty closely. But I feel like it's because we need more people trying to do what we're doing right now.
I guess.
And bringing some excitement to baseball.
Baseball's fun, man. Baseball's the best sport in the world, so you might as well talk about it.
It's weird. It's a weird sport.
It's life. Baseball is a metaphor for life. So I played it my whole life growing up. I'm a geek. I love this stuff. I know way too much. Probably not as much as other people, though, because there are some I love baseball, but there's some absolute tool like
clear that up.
Geekers.
Actually, I was gonna say let's clear that up because you played your whole life.
You
through
watched
college.
me play.
Right? Yeah, we'll get to me, but you played your whole life in college. But would you say this is how I would describe it? Your knowledge of baseball is more like practical knowledge, like you were a player, you played the game.
I'm no expert, but I played, my experience with baseball is playing it and being a fan of it. Now there's people who,
but not where I was gonna say, not one of those people that's like, I know I can pull statistics out of like my ass.
I cannot recite the last 20 World Series teams,
right?
For and like every lineup they use for every game. No, I'm not like that. Yeah. I played it. I like watching it, and that's my extent. Now you enjoy the sport.
I do enjoy the sport. I enjoy sports in general, but I do enjoy, like, I would say football, baseball, and hockey are like my three main sports.
And I think as we've been doing this show, because we started in the playoffs last year, so it was an exciting time for baseball because everyone loves playoffs. It's the most exciting baseball there is, other than the World Baseball Classic, which we also enjoyed together.
That was fun, yeah.
But
that was a good time.
Outside of that, I think you started to like the game a little more as we were doing this. I think before that you enjoyed it, but you kind of were like, you might have resented it a little from following me. Like, you had overload. You got burned out.
Well, let me speak. I would say that I really loved baseball. And this is kind of why I brought up that, like, the thing with football is that it's, like, I think with sports, the fun part about sports is watching it with your friends and family and, like, talking about it with your friends and family. Like, everyone has, my hat is, like, completely askew.
Well, the problem with your hat, first off, is that it's a Yankee hat.
All right. But sports are like, it's more fun when it's like a communal activity. Like, we're all doing it together. We've got different teams and stuff, and we can talk about it. And so throughout my life, there's been times when, like, I've had friends who were really into baseball. And so naturally, I was very into baseball because my whole life, all I've done is watch baseball and watch baseball games and go to baseball games and go to whether they were T-ball games or major league games or minor league games or all the baseball. And then you get into a period where I feel like people just haven't been very excited about baseball. And then as a fan, you kind of like start to wane too. But I think what got me more excited were the rule changes that they made recently.
That was good. This whole last season with the quicker games is 100% way better. And that's how baseball used to be. They used to have quick games.
Well, I said it and we've had this debate, and I know we've got things to talk about, but since we're just kind of like
riffing
on why the fuck we're even doing this.
Link, girl.
Sorry.
The producer gonna have to bleep that out.
Oops.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
is this a family-friendly show? I don't think we've came to that decision.
We can bleep that out for this one.
No.
Maybe. And I'll try harder.
It's staying in.
Okay.
But is it family friendly?
No.
It's like family friendly, but like drunk uncle's here. Like he's gonna say, you're telling your kid.
Yeah, like this is, don't leave your 5-year-olds.
your
Don't
drunk
let your, yeah. No, but what I was going to say is for years, I have said with my uneducated baseball ass that the problem with baseball is that it's not fun to watch, right? And then I took a break from the game, but it seems like, I mean, obviously that was a conversation that was being had, and I was really excited to see the rule changes because I thought that was going to help bring that pace of the game back, and I really think it did.
I was going to say, you think it did? I think it did.
I think it did.
The
And
pitch clock's the best one that they did.
the worst thing that ever happened, and I will die on this hill, and there's like 5 things in my life that you have heard me say for years and years and years and years and years.
No one makes me happy.
Yes. Quarterbacks should not run the ball.
Yeah.
Because they always get hurt.
Shout out Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
We love you.
Love you, King, but damn.
The real Tiger King.
And that baseball was, and that this like 3 true outcomes thing ruined baseball.
Oh yeah.
And so, and these are not hot takes. I'm not out here like, oh my God, I'm a psychic.
Being a martyr.
No, but I just feel that way. So I think the new rules have really helped, and I'm really excited about it.
Okay, well that was our little intro.
Plus,
What?
I feel like this is also my problem with baseball, or I should say with people who don't understand baseball. Is what I love about baseball versus a game like football or even basketball or even hockey. Like those sports are very like America centric, or like, you know, America, Canada, or like a few countries kind of more centric, right? Let's move hockey out of that. But like football and basketball. Whereas like baseball has so much love everywhere. Like there's the Japanese love baseball, the Taiwanese
It's really just Caribbean, South America, and Asia.
But still.
But like football's loved. Football's really American, and then like Germany, and like they sell games over there. It's not like baseball.
I was just
in
gonna
Latin
say,
America,
I'm just saying, like once you actually start to like appreciate baseball and you get more into like the
Like,
baseball fandom, you see how much excitement there is for baseball in other places.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Caribbean players, when they get born, they get like a pacifier and a glove.
Yeah, I was gonna say they come out with like a baseball glove.
Yeah.
There, yeah. No.
they give the kid a bat, see if he can hit, and if not, they throw him in the water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you seen those videos of people like throwing full-on infants into like a pool
to
teach
how
them
they teach them how to swim.
They just throw them
in a batting cage.
Yeah, they just throw it.
And the machine's 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're like, buena suerte, and you're like, mijo, and then that's it. Like,
so I thought about this the other day because we're so back now. The show's back.
We're
never leaving.
Look, we're
it's not gonna stop.
Full baseball.
We're gonna have a new episode every day.
I did not agree.
Maybe not that, but we're so back. And I was thinking, like, dude, baseball's back now. Baseball's back too, because NFL's about to be done. Spring training's like 70-ish days away.
Yeah.
Do you feel it in the air? Opening day's almost here. Baseball's back. I can feel it. Maybe a little premature on that one.
I'm excited for this season.
But I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who won the World Series last year?
Not the Diamondbacks.
This past World Series,
Not
who
the
won?
Diamondbacks. Oh, fuck me.
I thought about this the other day. I was like, who the hell won the World Series?
You know what's so
we
crazy?
just watched it.
You know what's so crazy about that?
So
As you were about to ask me that, I was thinking baseball might have more excitement if this World Series had been.
It was good. There were some good games.
If it were interesting, I would be able to tell you off the top without hesitation who won.
It was a solid World Series.
And I'm still really thinking about it.
Because I thought about it, but I had to think
twice. It wasn't
twice.
the Phillies. It wasn't the Diamond. I wanted the Diamondbacks, which means.
Do you remember what the American League Championship Series was?
Well, it was the Texas Showdown. So was it the Rangers? Yeah, the Rangers. Yeah, okay. Because I'm like going down. I had to build the bracket in my head.
Will you take me
higher? That's what's crazy. Like, because I remember all of the postseason minus the World. But I was traveling during the World Series this year.
You were in Paris.
I was in
London.
Europe. So like.
Speaking of which, too, I know this is a baseball show.
It is a baseball show.
You were just in Europe during the World Series, and we're talking about that.
Yeah, so that's on me.
We were obviously gone, taking a break during the holidays.
Yeah.
I got in the darts. I've been in the darts for a long time. Just a quick segue.
That's fine.
Look
do
up
your thing.
Look up the PDC. It's the Professional Dart Corporation in Europe. Those guys get after it. I wish I had some video I could have pulled up or something. But I mean, I've showed my sister this, and I think everyone that knows me I've talked to about this. I get really into a certain sport. outside of baseball, and it'll be darts. Darts for like now and forever. I'm a big darts fan. That's
But
just a segue.
but it's a baseball show, so let's get back into it.
Oh, maybe baseball and darts can learn something from one another. But that being said, baseball's back. Spring training's right around the corner. Ohtani got signed. There's still more free agents.
Ohtani got signed, but will he get paid?
Yeah, well,
will they defer it for a million years?
50 years from now, he'll get paid. But, I mean, you're starting to see things are starting to – it's like after Christmas, the winter meetings already happened with all the owners and GMs. The TV schedules are coming out now, too.
Okay.
So ESPN and Fox Sports released their TV schedules. Kind of like Sunday Night Baseball for ESPN. Fox has a Saturday.
Have they done anything to fix this whole blackout situation?
That's not ESPN and Fox. That's just Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
they
about.
have the regional. Not really. So Bally Sports, I think, is like the regional. I mean, they have hockey too, like for the NHL.
Do they black out hockey?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's like, so pretty much we live in Florida and I'm a Rays fan. And if I don't have Bally Sports and I want to watch the Rays and I get MLB.TV, I can watch every game in the major leagues. But I can't watch my local team because it's blacked out. So they didn't address that. But in certain teams, I think the Padres being one of them, there's like 2 other teams, I think. They're not with Bally Sports anymore for some. I don't know what it is behind that, but they're not with Bally Sports anymore, and their games are like on like YouTube TV or like something crazy like that. Like something MLB struck a deal or those teams struck a deal. I don't really know the specifics, but
I might have to do like a Always Sunny in Philadelphia style like explanation of why watching baseball is broken.
Yeah, it's
like
stuff
all
like
the
that.
contracts that completely fuck fans over.
Bally Sports, you can't watch unless you have Bally Sports streaming, and that stinks.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we have Hulu TV. Like, wow.
No, it's awful.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So now, if Bally Sports wants to sponsor us, then we love Bally Sports.
Then you know what? On principle, no.
I'm a very principled guy.
I
love whoever pays the most.
On principle.
I love whoever pays the most.
No, get out of here.
So, here's the schedule for ESPN and Fox, and I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
I know it's a little far away.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I can see it.
Pretty cool. I mean, you got ESPN doing March 31st. I want to say they're also doing. This is just Sunday Night Baseball.
Are they trying to make that like Sunday Night Football?
It's been a thing, so it's not like they're trying to do it. Like,
I didn't know about it. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. It's like we'll talk about that, but any matchups straight off the bat. I mean, ESPN has.
Well, you're getting another Texas standoff.
Immediately, awesome. I mean, some people might be annoyed at this. This is going to be cool. We talked about. Let me just finish my first thought.
Okay.
A lot of people are going to be annoyed at this about how often you see the Dodgers, right?
Or the Yankees
and
or
the
the
Cubs.
Cubs.
I know it's big market. Like, okay, maybe the Yankees, like, they got Juan Soto from the Padres in a trade, and they got a very interesting team. I know New York's, but like, dude, they were.
Well, and the Dodgers signed Ohtani.
They were like what, 3rd, 4th place?
Yeah.
They were 4th place in the AL East. Where are the Orioles? Where are the Orioles?
Okay, wow.
They were 1st place in the East. They won 100 games last year. Where are the Baltimore Orioles at? They got a fun team to watch. The damn Rays are over here on Fox Sports.
They got to do it on fan base, right? And
Yeah,
if you're
it's for
looking at
ratings.
Orioles versus New York fan base, like what do you know?
I think people complaining about. I don't know if there's a lot of people complaining about the Dodgers. They shouldn't be though, because I want to watch that team. Ohtani's on that team. I want to see him in, especially here. This is just Sunday Night Baseball, but I think I think it's the Dodgers and the Padres. Somebody's opening up in Japan or Taiwan. Someone's opening up over there.
Really?
I think it might be South Korea. They might be in South Korea.
That would
Probably should
be
know
an
this.
interesting game.
But yeah, no, that's gonna be cool, and the Dodgers are gonna be doing that. So Shohei out in the Far East. Is that acceptable to call it the Far East?
I don't know.
Okay, well, he's over there. He's over there across the pond in Pacific, so he'll be playing over there. But any matchups that you see and you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited for this, and this is the Fox schedule right next to it too. So
Yeah. No, like I said, we're immediately gonna get another Texas standoff, which is really cool.
Do you remember they had a fight last year, and they were getting pretty shiesty in the playoffs too?
Yeah.
Adolis Garcia got hit, then he hit a bunch of home runs after.
Yeah, so we're starting the season off with like another
April 7th,
rehash of that.
That'll be cool.
Rivalry, which is always a good time.
Do you think there's going to be bad blood in that series, or everyone's just going to play baseball?
No, probably there is.
Yeah. Too early. I think fights.
Probably
I wonder
is.
if there's been any opening day fights, because to me, I think like fights probably happen later in the year when everyone's tired of playing baseball for so long and everyone gets a little confrontational and irritated.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think like if you see like Yankees in Boston are here, there's always potential there. I mean, lately maybe not as much because they haven't been where they used to be. But yeah, there's certain matchups I think
Still
you're
fun to
always gonna
watch.
have some.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the other list on Fox
I think
Sports.
for ESPN that obviously anything with the Dodgers Yankees June 9th is going to be cool.
Rangers Rays could be interesting.
I think for ESPN, Texas Houston, like you said, the standoff is sweet. Anything with the Dodgers, I like. Cubs, I'm a fan of Cubs. But yeah, on the Fox side, let's see, the Mets and
Dodgers,
yeah,
or
that'll be cool. But I meant to say Yankees and Astros.
oh yeah,
You got straight off the bat March 30th. You got the Braves in Philadelphia. Braves at Philly.
yeah.
So remember that's like that
That's another
storyline
rewind, yeah.
with Harper kind of doing the stare down.
Yeah, no, I mean there's some good stuff here. I'm really excited to see, like you said, you mentioned the Orioles. Like last season they won the ALE. That's big for them after years of being
in the basement.
Orioles.
Yeah.
So I'm always most excited heading into a new season to see like what teams are gonna kind of come from behind and just be like
Like
powerhouses.
any sleeper teams?
Yeah. I'm always
Ah.
excited for the sleeper teams, and I root for those. I mean, yeah, I'm wearing Yankees hat. Generally, I'm a Yankees fan. Question mark, but like, there's gonna. Sometimes you get tired of seeing dynasty teams on lists. You want to see some teams that
You're talking about like on these on national TV?
on any list,
Yeah.
Best lineup, best whatever.
Well, I mean that's fine. The Yankees were like last year they were supposed to win the East because they're the Yankees, and anytime you have Aaron Judge in your lineup, you're gonna get.
Well, I don't.
Like as a Rays fan, I don't care about best this, best that. I care about like, can I watch my team on ESPN?
Yeah. So,
can I watch them not maybe not the Rays,
if
but
you're like a Brewers fan, that I don't know that's gonna happen unless you're like a sleeper team, unless your team comes from behind. Now, what do you think that? Because I know like we talked at the end of last season about how like the Yankees just cannot seem to get their shit together when it comes to building a team, really, and how there seems to be a lot of issues going on in that clubhouse. What do you think? Because now, I mean, they're all over these lists. What do you expect for the Yankees this year? Anything?
It's tough, man. They're in the hardest division in baseball, but it's a little bit easier because last year and this year they have to play less games against their division. Before it used to be you play a bunch of games against the AL East.
Okay.
And now you play less. I mean, you still play your division, but it's a little bit more of a balanced schedule. That's why you had the AL East dominating a lot, and then they go in the playoffs and absolutely crap the bed. That's another story. So,
right.
I don't know. Where do I see them, dude? It depends on if Judge stays healthy, they're good. I mean, they have him in the lineup.
Who's the other guy who's always hurt? That they paid
Giancarlo
Stanton.
Stanton.
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends. I think he's been. I've seen something about him working his butt off to prove Cashman wrong this year, who's their general manager. Because remember, he had those comments.
Because he had those comments at the end of the season. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. The potential's there. Any Yankee fan will tell you, but and their pitching. Do they have enough pitching? They just went and got Marcus Stroman for 2 years, who he pitched for the Cubs. He's a small dude, but he throws gas. He's a good player. He had a great year last year and then kind of fell off a little at the end. But I mean, if I'm a Yankee fan, I like that signing. And then they went out and got Juan Soto, who's a dog, but they traded a lot to get him. So it just I would not be upset if I was a Yankee fan, but I'd be carefully optimistic. But I'm an optimistic person. If you ask Brett, he's probably like Brett Lindsay.
I'm not very optimistic.
Brett's like no.
And me and Brett agree on a lot of the different takes.
When you had your picks,
I feel confident that also Brett probably feels like I do. I mean, Yankees are a club that always have potential, but I don't know if I see that for them this year.
Favorite matchup, since we were looking at this now before we turn, what's your favorite matchup?
My favorite matchup, I'm probably gonna pull a wild card here and say
and August 18th on the bottom there for ESPN's the Little League Classic, which I'm not sure if you've seen it, but they have a stadium in Williamsport where they play the Little League World Series, and the players play in front of all the kids.
I figured, cool.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of in the name.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Actually, they replace all the players with Little League kids and let them play out the game, and it counts for the record.
Yeah, I read it and I was like, that must be what it is because anything else would be absurd. I think I'm probably I will be most interested to see. Well, the Texas standoff obviously will be a good one. Any of the Dodgers games, you're excited to see Ohtani. I think like any human being who watches baseball. One favorite. I'm gonna say the D-backs and the Giants because I am a Diamondbacks fan.
Is that? I know like you don't know your team because you're quasi Yankee fan,
right?
But
So for anyone who's not aware, I am currently shopping for a team. I've been a Yankees fan my whole life, but I feel the last like 5 years I really just haven't felt connected to the Yankees team at all. I haven't been interested.
She likes the dynasty, like Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada.
That was when I was watching baseball. Like I was the most like stat girl type during that era, and now I just don't feel anything about this team. So I'm kind of shopping for teams, and so the Diamondbacks Giants has my eye because those are two teams that are high on my list to potentially be my new favorite team.
Really, both of them?
Yeah, I do.
Posey?
Yeah,
I'd say my favorite.
I mean, Posey's gone, but yeah, I do like the Giants.
April 7th, and I just think that April 7th matchup with
Texas,
Houston, and
I think
that's their first game or maybe the first series that they play each other.
I mean, it has to be because
I just don't know if it's Sunday. Usually they play like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, true.
So it's not the first game, maybe just the first series. But I think that'll be dope. I think Saturday, April 13th too. Texas at Houston. So I guess they play each other a lot in the first month, which is kind of weird. But
yeah, that means they basically play back to back, right? Because if they play on the 7th and then the 13th.
So I wanted to bring this up, right? Because I think you kind of brought it up in the beginning, and I thought this is a question I wanted to pose to you, and I've always thought. Two questions. I'll ask you the first one first. I guess, is this like the best format for national primetime TV baseball? Right, because you said like, oh, Sunday Night Baseball, they're trying to make it like Sunday Night Football, and I was like, it's been around, like they're not trying to do anything.
Yeah.
So really, I know it's a little bit of a loaded question, right? But the NFL does a great job, and part of it is because they only have 16 games or 17 games.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot more riding on one game. You have one game a week. It's easier to sell one game a week than it is to sell one game out of 162.
Yeah,
like
but they also do a really good job. This might be where you're going next, of like kind of staggering the games.
Yeah, they do.
Because like what I've noticed, I mean,
it's like 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and because every team only plays once, it's like that's the one game, so it's not so, and you've got less teams, so you basically could have football on from like 1 to like
what people do. Yeah,
11 o'clock. It's wild. Yeah, I know. I've seen it here. So like, format wise, I don't know. I think. I don't know what you do to fix baseball ratings. I mean,
the pitch clock has helped. That has helped. But I think it is cool. Like they do have it. Like the potential's there. You have Sunday Night Baseball. You can make it a thing. They mic up the players. I think that's pretty cool. They're trying to do things to make it different than just watching a regular game.
I hate the mic'd up players.
I enjoy it. We talked about that.
I don't like it.
But, the point is they're trying to do things to make it interesting and make it different. And you see Fox does stagger their games. So, like Saturday, March 30th. This is just their April schedule, the first month of games on the right-hand side. Mm-hmm. And, they stack it. It'll be 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and another one at 7, too. I think the last one at 7 is depending on where your local region is, which is, again, the blackout stuff is stupid. But
yeah, I think the biggest thing about this isn't again, no hot takes here. I know I'm not coming up with anything that I want, is super intellectual, but like when you're watching other sports, it's just a lot quicker pace and it's a lot shorter time period, right?
Not always. I want to argue because you watch a couple Sunday Night Football games and the commercials on that thing.
That's fair, actually.
Oh, dude, you'll start the game at 8 o'clock to watch Sunday Night Football. The game doesn't end till 12.
Yeah, but I would actually say that like football's getting worse. Baseball's getting better.
It's like regressing.
Like where like I actually have this theory that like baseball got to where other sports are getting now faster, and they're coming out of it. Yeah, and they're coming out because like
you see,
the stuff that you see now that's happening in football is a lot of stuff that was happening in baseball, like
for example
5 years ago.
For example, in football, a lot of people are starting to use a little bit more sabermetrics, like stat stuff.
Yep.
Baseball's been on that wave.
Baseball's been on that
But
wave.
now it's like fourth down and 30. The stats say to go. It's like go for it. It's like no, don't go. Like, and that's what baseball fans have been saying about the shift, and now baseball's fixed.
And don't even get me started on how you're not supposed to bunt anymore.
Well, we saw in the World Series
Right.
bunt now,
I
but
know.
it's like the pendulum swinging. But the pendulum swinging.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is like
Those are idiots.
They bunt.
Those are idiots at our local little league that don't know what they're talking about.
It's not just them. You go online and there's people being like, "Why are they bunting? I can't believe." And
there's idiots everywhere,
bro.
And we're probably two of the biggest ones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. And then another thing too, and the NFL does this. The other question I had. And I mean, to answer the original one, I guess this is like they have it here.
I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know what you can do better.
I think it's tough. It's just different. You can't compare football and baseball because of the amount of games.
With baseball,
they play.
you gotta have. I think baseball, just the amount of games it's gonna be, you gotta focus more local. Well,
that's why the regional broadcast. Yeah, you have regional broadcasts.
Right, but you're gonna get the biggest bang up for your buck from local people. Like, that's it.
That is a problem that baseball has. It's like, how can you get, how does
too many games.
Not that, it's the local thing you're talking about, right? Like, so people who are in Houston love Houston players. How many people in football, if you're a Texans fan and you know C.J. Stroud, the quarterback for the Houston Texans, you know Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Packers and Jets. You probably know.
You know about Patrick Mahomes. You know about Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously that's like Shohei Ohtani. Like, those are the stars.
Fair,
but you probably even know Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for the Bucks.
Jameis Winston.
Sure, Derek Carr with the Saints and Jameis Winston. Like,
Yeah.
those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that's football, so it's because you have those national games on TV and you watch them. If you watch the national games for, I guess, baseball, I guess you'd learn, but
I think also
the appeal's not there. I
with
don't know.
something like with the other sports, I feel like, so with baseball, like, what's the best tie to like a QB in baseball?
Starting pitcher
is a starting pitcher, right? But then there could be like multiple of them. Whereas in football, like, for the most part,
it's hard to compare.
You only gotta really know like one. Yeah, obviously there's backups. I'm not saying there's not, but like you really only gotta know one guy. You know what I mean? Like, the starter is who's gonna start the games.
Yeah, you could compare. I mean, it depends on how much you watch football, but you can compare like the offensive. Like, there's a lot more players in football.
That's true.
Because you got the defense and the offense. I don't say the defense.
Defense.
My inner Southern football. You got that defense and that offense.
They get out there.
They gonna get out of the quarterback.
You know the best defense. You know the best offense.
Good defense, right there. The smash mouth football. That's what we love. But no, you got people who play defense and people who play offense.
Yeah.
Baseball, you only got 9 of those theoretically.
Yeah,
right?
It's that pitching.
So maybe
it's that bullpen that gets deep.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I think that the opportunity's there. You just got to get people to watch, and I don't know how to do it. I don't know if there's a solution for that.
All of this, like, comparing, we've gone on about it.
Yeah,
but I was gonna wrap it up by saying, like, I've been comparing because that's kind of what you do when you're talking about a national level. But honestly, I really just don't think you can compare this, like, what football does to what baseball does, because they're just completely different sports.
Yeah.
With a completely different, like, set of makeup, and, like, the things that you care about in football can't really transition over to baseball.
My next question when it comes to like schedules and stuff is, I know football does it too. I'm pretty sure like any sport will probably do it, but I wish that there was a way, and maybe there is, and I'm just the smartest guy on earth, and these mega big corporations that do TV, maybe they just didn't think about it.
It happens sometimes. You'd be surprised.
No, they definitely thought about it, and there's probably a good reason why they don't do this. But why don't they do it month by month or week by week? Like, because it'll be a time where they come out with these matchups ahead of time, like the Yankees Red Sox June 16th. Cardinals and Cubs May 26th for ESPN. Sometimes it happens to where they come out with these schedules and these are the games that they're going to do, and maybe it's logistics the reason why they do that, because they have to plan ahead of time. But I mean, if you're asking, how do you get people to tune in and care about a game, especially in baseball where there's not, like, everything we've talked about, where there's not 16 games, it's 162.
Yeah.
So how do you get someone to care about a random game? I wish there was a way to, and there's probably a good reason, like I said, I'm going in circles, but I wish there was a reason to not pick those games yet. And then, like, when that week comes before, like maybe 2 weeks ahead, 1 week ahead, when there's a good matchup, like 2 first place teams or 2 teams that have bad blood playing each other. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, I don't care about watching this matchup today because those 2 teams are even though they're the Dodgers and the Padres, they both suck this year. we thought they were going to be good, but they both suck this year. Like, I don't want to watch them. I want to watch two sleeper teams that are actually fun to watch and that the nation should be paying attention to because it's good product of baseball like the Orioles were last year. Mm-hmm. And they can't put them on national TV
no,
because
they can.
They have but they already set it up.
Well, so this is a problem, and I mean this is what's ruining sports in general. Is that the only thing that matters is not actually whether or not the sport that you're watching is good or fun.
Like the product, it's the ratings or something.
Yeah, because you look at this and it's like, okay, I know why the Dodgers are there. I know why Boston's there. I know why the Cubs are. Like, you can look at this and see why they picked the teams they picked because they're saying basically, I don't care. And
Good
this
or
is
bad,
ESPN.
good or bad, the ratings.
This is ESPN in general, right? I don't care if the Yankees and the Red Sox suck. I know that they're guaranteed to statistically get me this many ratings. And I don't care about any other teams. Whether they're good or not, it doesn't matter. They don't care about giving you a good product.
Okay, a lot of people say no one watches. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. You just said that, right? Like Sunday Night Baseball. The only people who watch this, I guess, are baseball fans, allegedly.
Sure.
As a baseball fan, I want to watch. Like, I'm educated enough to know when a team isn't entertaining to watch, and I'm not going to watch that game. Now, if the game's going to be good, I want to watch that game. So as a baseball fan, you should, and ratings.
But this is ESPN, so they're going to tell you
Fox.
what you should care about, and you should just care about that and shut the fuck up and watch what I tell you to watch. This is ESPN.
Well, I think that's dumb, and unless
am I wrong?
unless ESPN wants us to sponsor us, then I think that's insanely smart.
You know what? On principle, I don't want ESPN. I don't care.
Unless ESPN wants to sponsor our show, and then I think they're the geniuses over there.
No, they suck. No, but that's what you
be,
see. That is what you're seeing.
There's got to be a reason for it. Like, maybe it's logistics.
You think it's
ratings?
No, because every single stadium is set up with the equipment. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah,
that's what I assume.
There's
like,
some
it can't
planning
be that hard to fly out.
Right. There's
College
some planning
game day.
Yes.
They pick out like a week or 2 weeks in advance.
And like with all the college games, because they're all set up for it. So I mean, I'm sure there's logistics, and I haven't run a broadcast of a game.
We're doing it right now. All you need is a camera and a mic.
When you look at this, they said, I don't care if the Orioles are good. I don't care if the Diamondbacks are.
They pick some good storylines, but I think they probably play both sides. They pick storylines with the big market teams. Which is, it is what it is.
Right.
Like, I want to see Ohtani.
You have to be a big market team. That's it, period.
I want to see Ohtani. Dude,
you're not going to see the Brewers on ESPN unless some shit happens.
Yeah, same with the Rays.
The
Rays barely get on there.
Right. And if they do, it's because they signed someone big or because...
Which the Rays don't do.
Right. or if they do, then they end up on the
That's
run
why I
in
say
Dominican.
I don't care about the Dodgers being on there a lot because I do want to see the Dodgers play.
Sure.
I love watching
Dodgers
games.
And they know that.
Yeah, and I'm cool
and
with
they
that.
know that.
They get good ratings, yeah,
Yeah.
and they sell out every game. But the Yankees, like, they got Juan Soto, but the Yankees could be terrible, and they were 500 last year. And
but they look at the list and they say, okay, the Yankees are going to have to play this many games. We know that these many people watch Yankees games. We'll take those. Yeah. Because then we know we're going to get those ratings. That's what's going on.
Well, to continue talking about just baseball on TV, since there's the only baseball being played right now is in a DR. They have other notable games. So, like, this is another good topic that I wanted to bring up, too, with, again, baseball having so many games. How do you make it gets a little mundane, all those games. Unless you're a freakwad like me, you're not going to watch a lot of those games. How do you make it a little bit more entertaining? How do you get people's eyes tuned in to watch games?
Are they doing, okay. How long have they been doing, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's how do you get people's eyes tuned in to watch certain games? And I think NHL actually does a really good job with this. With like having specialty games,
like
the Winter Classic. Then they expanded to the Stadium Series where they play outside in certain stadiums. They make a spectacle out of it.
Yeah.
MLB should do that a lot, especially because they have so many games. Okay, have some more neutral site games.
Yeah.
This is just 5 of some notable dates. What?
2 questions, rapid fire. 1, how long have they been doing a London series? Or is that new?
They've been doing it for a few years, I want to say.
Okay. 2. This reminds me of like the Field of Dream games, which I personally do not like.
That's a terrible take.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I love the Field of Dream games. I was gonna say they need to bring it back. Why don't you like
really?
it? Yeah, why don't you like it?
I don't know. I mean,
it's too fun.
Yeah, it's like too patriotic.
She hates the movie because it's about playing catch with your dad.
I don't like the movie because I don't think it's a good movie.
We're about this show. We were so back, and we're never coming back again. We are. I love Field of Dreams. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. What
We're gonna.
we don't have to talk
watch
about
it.
the movie, but
yeah, we're gonna have to watch it. I think together.
I cried.
I think watching it.
I cried. Let me finish that so people just don't say I cried. I cried watching the Field of Dream game. I think a year ago or 2 years ago, whenever it was. I cried watching it when they were talking about.
You also cried walking into Wrigley
Field. I
so
know.
Like,
there's something that is special that maybe you just don't get about playing
I think
catch.
as a kid, I really liked the movie, and I was like, wow, it's a really good movie. And then a few years ago, I think I revisited it, and I was like, what the hell was this?
It's a good
like,
movie.
What is
That's a
going
bad take.
on?
And you like Rudy. Rudy, the football movie with Notre Dame.
And I have
That's
to.
a bad
I have
take.
to rewatch Rudy.
I will take
because
Field of
watched it as a
Dreams
kid,
all day, every day.
And it might be the same thing
over Rudy.
So
but
we'll see.
what I specifically about the Field of Dreams, because I want
Yeah.
this is a bigger topic I wanted to talk about instead of just Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
But I love that game, and it's not. I don't think it was last year, and they're not doing it this year too. And I'll bring this up, but the cool thing about that game is it's kind of Americana when you think about baseball, how it originated.
There aren't ghosts living in the cornfields, right?
There are. There literally are. I saw the movie. I saw Shoeless Joe.
They're
lives
not
there.
actually there. When you're
Shoeless-
talking about Americana.
Shoeless Joe lives out in the corn.
Okay, all right.
When you die and you're a baseball player, you go out in the
Like
corn.
Babe Ruth is just like out there
He is.
catching in the
I saw the
cornfields in
movie,
Kansas.
But
okay.
what I'm saying though is like that's very baseball. Like when you originate, it was just playing out in like a field, and there's no money, no like it's like it's the pure sport. It's the pure sport of it, and that's what that game kind of symbolizes. Like the crowd was small. You're in a cornfield. There's nothing really. You're just there to play.
No, but didn't they build a stadium out there?
Yeah, it's a stadium, but like what I'm saying is when you're not playing at Dodger Stadium and corn's in the outfield. Like it's not Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
You're playing at a cornfield. Like so it's a little different. Like it's more so of like just the pure spirit of the game. Take the money out of it. Take like the fans, the autographs, the bright lights, the cinematography, like the paparazzi, and it's just like how the game was when you first started playing it, when you played it in the backyard with your mom and dad, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Why are you making that face?
I don't remember ever playing baseball in the backyard.
And that's why you don't
with mom
like
and
it.
dad.
That's probably why you don't like it. But that's
right.
like
I wasn't allowed to play sports, but that's not what we're talking about on this podcast.
we can have the therapy episode comes out tomorrow. But what I'm saying is that's like what the Field of Dream game is for people like me, I guess. Is that like it's cool to see those big league guys play in something that's so small.
Okay.
Why are you saying it like that? I'm pouring my heart out over here, and she's like, okay.
No, because I'm hearing you, bro.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
hearing
what's
you.
cool. So, but unfortunately, I don't know if they're messing it up though, because the reason why they've not played it 2 years, I think they're renovating the field and making it bigger.
That's
which
what I'm
like,
saying.
you're losing the value.
That's
of the
what I'm
game.
saying, and I think that's where I come in on like.
No, you hated it before I even told you that was happening.
No, here's why I feel weird about the Field of Dreams thing. One, fake movie, right? And I feel
every movie's fake, Dumbo.
Okay, but this
is a documentary.
Right.
Were you under the impression that it was a documentary at first?
Well, there's fiction
When
and
you were
nonfiction
5.
books. There's movies that are based on real shit, and there's movies that aren't. And the Field of Dreams is completely fake. At no point did Kevin Costner play catch with a ghost. Like, that didn't happen. So when we're out here like it's Americana, it's like this is like when people go to Europe and then they're like, it's like Game of Thrones, and I'm like, that never happened. Like, this is fake. You know what I mean? So that was my only thing about Field of Dreams. I think there's a lot of other cool stuff.
Her
I'm
biggest
sure
problem with Field of
there's,
Dream
like,
is that there's not
Cooper's-
real ghosts out there.
Bring back the ghosts, okay? Make America ghosty
If you want Lisa
again.
to like the Field of Dreams games, there better be some hauntings.
There better be like there better
There's
be a
ghosts at
seance
I
in that
guarantee
corn.
you, there's probably ghosts at Wrigley and Fenway for sure.
Oh, for sure.
For
No,
sure.
but that's so. I always just find it weird when like we base like weird Americana shit on stuff that did not in fact happen.
Bad take. It's totally weird when we base our culture off movies.
That didn't
The movie took place. There was a movie and
yeah,
people
but
watched
okay,
it.
but like okay.
And it's about what the movie
Where was
symbolizes.
baseball? Where was baseball created?
Allegedly Cooperstown, New York.
Right. So like, and
You're
that's.
saying there's no corn there?
I'm just saying like that's there's
The middle of nowhere, New York?
we're not sure if that's even fully true, but there's more basis to have a Field of Dreams type game in a place like that.
They do
where
sometimes. They actually do host one. But
then that would be cool to me.
Field of Dreams is cool because of the
Okay.
weight that it carries.
Whatever.
And if that's then we just want like a 30-minute
Look,
diatribe about Field of Dreams.
show me the ghosts, and I'm back in. But until that day, I'm not.
The bigger picture, I'm telling you, they're real.
And they're just gonna. And now they're
Shoeless-
building a giant stadium. That's why I said there's a stadium there, right? and it's not going to be your cute little corn shit.
Stop it, because you didn't know that they were building the stadium thing there.
I asked you, wasn't there a stadium?
There is, but there was a stadium there before. They're making it bigger.
See, I thought the big one was already there.
There is a big one there, but they're making it bigger, and the big one wasn't. So there's 2 fields there. God damn it.
Your Honor, I rest my case.
I wanted to change. I wanted to look at this from a bigger picture, but now we're just focusing on the Field of Dream games.
Go ahead,
no,
sorry.
I gotta settle this.
I'm throwing us
You
off.
can't say Your Honor and then act like
Your Honor,
and then try to get me off this. There was one field there, the movie set field, where there's no fence, and you know what? Damn it, no, I'm not gonna do it. But there's I was gonna pull it up.
Okay.
Damn it, I'm doing it.
No,
okay, fine, I'm not doing it. But there's the movie set field, and they built because obviously this is Major League Baseball, so there has to be good field conditions.
Right, of course. I mean, how can we play like an Americana game without?
I said you take the money out of it, but yeah, you're paying these guys millions of dollars. I don't want to see Aaron Judge roll his ankle on a damn on a weed out there on the movie set. Okay,
fine.
So yes, and these are professional athletes, so they're going to be playing on a good field. It's right next to the movie set. There's still corn. There's still the house out there. There's like. I think max capacity was like 5,000. Compare that to a 40,000 seat. Like, it's very cool. And it kind of was a little bit kind of like why some people like minor league baseball too, because it's pure baseball. But it's cool to see the
let me ask
pros
you this.
do that.
Since we're talking about fake movies.
Okay, but remember, I want to talk about what's on the screen. But go ahead.
That's fine. Well, this will be my last question.
All
Since we're talking about fake movies, what would you say if, and I don't mean the show, I'm talking about the movie, the original movie.
What
if we brought back a League of Their Own game?
For chicks?
Yeah, you just have a bunch of chicks out there.
I mean, I'm sure that would be a spectacle.
Right?
But like the thing is like, how would you do that? Because
how would you?
There's no women. I mean, if there is a women's baseball league, they don't really broadcast.
You just like, I mean, what did they do back in World War II? They just
So what
found
you want
a
to
bunch
just
of chicks.
Okay, so your idea
You
here.
have tryouts. You have a bunch of girls.
Your idea here is to ship all the men to war.
No.
And just have girls play baseball and have a game.
I'm not saying that that's my idea, but can we also say that that's not potentially something that could happen?
No, it'd be cool.
I mean, you could get shipped off, and I'm gonna have to do a baseball
I'm not
show.
saying. Now you're going. I was more talking. Not going to war would be cool. I don't want to go to war. I'd rather be here.
No, I'm just saying since we're going down like a line, and then you know what? Also, why don't we break some kid's arm, and then like redo the surgery so that when he throws, it's like 100 mile.
Okay,
and
I
then
see what
we
you're
have
doing
that
now.
special
You're
game.
talking about the rookie or whatever that show is.
Oh man,
or
what is
the
that?
movie. It's called The Rookie.
Is it?
Where the kid breaks his arm and throws a million miles.
But no,
an hour.
bring a League of Their Own game. Have like an actual tryout for girls, and then let them play on a Saturday.
So. Good job. I don't know if you did this intentionally, but it's a great segue into what I originally wanted to talk about.
Right,
these
which are
notable
these?
games.
Yeah, I was getting us back.
Yeah. Like I do think MLB has a good opportunity because they have so many games to have cool games like that, like maybe a League of Their Own game. Obviously, it's not so it would not be like for anyone's. It would not be like a.
No, and it's not like a weird Amazon Prime show. I'm talking that got canceled.
Stop. I'm saying it wouldn't count for like any major league teams records, but because they're not gonna have girls. But like an opportunity to have a game.
Let's say
like
you pick like 2 teams, like Texas Rangers, Texas or Houston Astros.
Get the wives out there.
Or they just have, or they're like the girls, try out to be on that team, and then you have like a matchup of 2.
No, that one specifically, I wanted to talk about more Major League Baseball, but that one specifically sounds like a whole extra effort to create like a women's league. Like kind of like the WNBA or the Women's Hockey League. Well, that's what it sounds like.
No, I'm just saying you have one game. World War II-esque.
Cool. But
they're in skirts and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think, I'll be honest, I'm not going to watch some chick that I don't really know.
Okay.
Like for the WNBA, at least they have like some chicks in college that can ball. Like that, was that Caitlin Clark chick from Iowa?
Okay.
I'll tune in because I've seen her. She's a real deal. I'm not the biggest fan of WNBA because, I can just watch LeBron dunk.
You heard it here first.
That's a little messed up to say. But at least that Caitlin Clark, I'm going to be the first. Like, you know how I am. I was the first one to say it. She could ball out. So I'll watch some of her games.
Is your question like what other games they can make?
No, I'm just saying I think that it would be pretty cool. And yeah, what ideas do you have? So Rickwood Field, that's actually a pretty cool one. I think that's new. I don't remember them doing that last year. Maybe I could be wrong.
Where is that one at?
Birmingham, Alabama. It's being played at one of the I think it's the oldest or one of the oldest stadiums in America.
Okay.
Former Negro League Stadium. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, that is a big part of like baseball's history that they've done better in recent years to kind of bring the light. especially in Cooperstown, having like including a lot of the Negro League players in the museum. But having that game's kind of cool too. You've seen some teams kind of bring back jerseys of like old Negro League teams too. Anything like that to just kind of showcase that part of the sport or like any kind of history of the sport is cool. Then the London series, and then outside of that, they used to have the Field of Dream game. Like they have the Mexico City one. They play a game in Mexico, which I thought was the clown show because the stadium in Colorado is like elevated like a mile high or something, wherever Denver's at.
Yeah.
Mexico City's like 3 times that.
Oh,
So the balls fly out of that ballpark. It was like it was like juiced steroid baseball.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was a clown show, but I don't know. Any ideas of like other cool? I think it would be cool to have a military. I think they used to. That's what the Field of Dream game was. There was a couple there. I think they would sell the tickets to only military veterans only or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe the West Point game. Have a game out there for the troops.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe go out overseas and play a baseball game overseas somewhere, wherever we have a base. Okinawa, Japan.
Okay, I was gonna say what, like Baghdad? Like maybe not.
Iraq. Yeah, I don't know, but something like that. Maybe I think the London series is cool because grow baseball internationally. Like go to Germany, maybe like what the NFL's doing. There's obviously you can do that, but I think baseball has more opportunity to do more games like that, like little, special event, neutral site games, and make a spectacle out of it. I'm sure any city would love to have that because it's kind of like a economic boost, like when you have an all-star game.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
gives fans something to care about, like, oh, the Winter Classic for NHL. Like, oh yeah, I want to go there.
Maybe I don't know.
I think it would be cool. But that's that. Other than that, I guess that's really all I had. There's really there's no baseball going on right now. So
I know.
Shohei Ohtani got signed.
Were you surprised when he was signed over to the Dodgers?
No. Was anyone surprised? The Dodgers were like a favorite. Who did I have him going to? I thought the Giants were gonna get him.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was gonna end up on the West Coast, but there was a moment where he said he'd be open to anywhere in the country, which I felt was like, well, maybe he's talking to a team like the Orioles or something. Like, I don't know.
Ended up staying in the same city he was in. And also what I think is funny is that he's been in LA with the Angels and Anaheim.
Right.
And for like years, he's been with the Angels. And now he's going to the Dodgers, and they were having him at like the Los Angeles Rams football game, giving him a jersey, acting like he just came in from like Japan or like another area. Like, dude, he's been in your city for like a long time.
They're rivals. So
no. Right? They're in different leagues.
Yeah.
Not really rivals.
They're not even like inner city rivals.
Yeah, because they're inner city, but like other than that, they're not really rivals. Like, are we rivals? Is the Rays rivals with the Marlins? Like,
well, no, but that's Miami and Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than just being in the same state, like they're not rivals.
Yeah, but Anaheim's like right outside. I don't know. Whatever.
They're not. They don't play each other enough for them to be rivals. But
we'll see. No, I'm excited for him. Maybe I'll have to get an Ohtani Dodgers jersey. Maybe that's my team. Because I do love Mookie.
Mookie and Freddie Freeman's pretty damn cool too.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at some of the other free agents that are out there. I want to see, just from your perspective. I know a lot of these names. I don't know a lot of them as well. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Roberto Perez signed a minor league deal with Boston. Good for you, dude. I'm a big fan, but I don't know who you are really compared to Gary Sanchez. I know who that is. So, like, we'll just scroll through it and tell me if, like, you see any names that you're like, oh. Like Gary Sanchez, he was a catcher for the Yankees, and then he went to Minnesota. Looks like he's still a free agent. I'm just wanted to look through these and say,
off the, like, my first instinct at this moment, Chadwick Trump. 8 out of 10 baseball name.
Okay,
like, absolutely.
Maybe this is what
Tucker Barnhart.
I know Tucker
6.5 baseball name, but potential
Mike Zunino,
for more.
He's a former Ray.
Former
Ray catcher. Went to University of Florida. So no wonder he's unsigned.
-5 baseball name.
Messing with them. Yasmani Grandal's a good catcher. Let's see. Just looking at some of these guys. Rhys Hoskins hasn't been signed yet. Carlos Santana. The first baseman market's kind of...
Carlos Santana. 10 out of 10 guitar player name.
Isn't there a Santana?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name is Carlos Santana.
I don't know if his first name is Carlos. Brandon Belt. He was on the Giants. There's a couple of names on here.
Ji-Man Choi. Is he free agent right now?
Yeah, it's a Korean Babe Ruth, remember?
Yeah, I do. That's what I asked.
We were cheering him on in the playoffs not too long ago. Trey Mancini, another one. CJ Crone can hit some nukes. Eric Hosmer, Luke Voigt, Joey Votto. That's the guy. He's cool. Maybe we'll watch some Joey Votto highlights one day. But he's fun to watch. He's 40 years old. I think he should be a Hall of Famer. If he was playing in pinstripes his whole life, he'd be a for sure Hall of Famer. But he played in Cincinnati for the longest, and now he's a free agent. So I hope he gets in. I think Joey Votto's good. Let's see the second baseman here. Elvis Andrews, Josh Harrison.
Colton Wong.
I feel like Josh Harrison.
9 out of 10.
Do you recognize any of these guys?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't at all.
Okay.
I mean, I saw G-Man Choi. There was
That's
maybe
true.
a couple.
I know you recognize G-Man Choi. Maybe the shortstops you might recognize here. Ahmed Rosario. He hasn't been signed yet. Brandon Crawford was with the Giants. You know one of those names, I hope.
Tim Anderson.
There you go. I was going to say. You know who he played for? We watched him play in person.
I know. He was not the Cubs, though, right? Was it the Cubs?
White Sox.
Same
city.
That's right. I was like, wait, hold on. I was getting close.
Because I wouldn't shut up about him. Like, it's TA7. He hit a double that game. I was happy to see him hit. And the White Sox lost.
Nobody else hit
20-1. No, Abreu hit a home run down 16-0. And the fireworks went off at Comiskey, or Guaranteed Rate Field.
Guaranteed Rate Field, yeah.
Dumbest name ever. Joey Wendell's another guy. He got signed, though. Kike.
Oh.
Kike Hernandez looking for a team.
Free agent.
Get that man a team. Third baseman Justin Turner's old, but he can still swing it. Recognize.
Evan Longoria.
I was gonna say.
What's he doing out there?
Bring him home to Tampa, baby.
No way.
He don't fit the roster at all, but we'd love to have him.
No way.
Gio Urshela, he's another Yankee. Josh Donaldson.
Remind me what WAR means.
That is wins above replacement. That is a nerd stat.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ignore it then. Keep going.
Essentially, I'll tell you what it is though, because I say wins above replacement, and you're like, okay, and
my brain turned off.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much how many extra wins a year does this player get you compared to the average Major League Baseball player? So Matt Chapman, 7.6 WAR, which is good. It is saying he will give you 7.5 more wins a year.
But there's so much else that goes into wins,
it takes into account a lot of shit. It's the most. They say it's the most accurate tool of measurement for the players.
Well, everyone says value. About their metric, but keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Side tangent on WAR. I don't care about WAR. I think it's cool, but let's go back to just measuring. Making the guy.
Yeah, can he hit?
Can he hit over 300?
Can he hit the ball? And does he catch the ball?
Does he get on base?
And when he's on base, does he steal bags?
WAR does measure that. WAR does measure that. It's useful, but I don't like. We talked about it when MVP. Is the MVP just the highest WAR of the year? I don't think the MVP should be the whoever has the highest WAR, which is dumb. But they say it measures value, so whatever. Gene Segura, Matt Duffy, another dude. I feel like Matt Duffy's been playing for forever. Mike Moustakas.
7 out of 10.
Mike Moustakas. See the left fielders here. Tommy Pham. David Peralta. That's the guy who was dancing a while ago. Recognize any of these guys? Do you remember Jordan Luplow?
I do.
Do you know from where?
Nope.
He hit that grand slam when we were watching the playoffs. Remember we were at that Rays versus Red Sox?
Yep.
And he hit the grand slam?
Yep.
And that was the most excited I've ever been in a baseball stadium. Austin Meadows is a free agent now, too. Kevin Kiermaier, but he signed a deal with the Blue Jays. He's going back.
Okay.
Aaron Hicks throws Ched. I think Hicks might have got signed, actually.
I'm always kind of surprised Kevin Kiermaier's still playing. I don't know why.
He signed a 1-year deal last year, and he got another one this year. His bat has never been that good, but there's a sneaky conversation to get Kevin into the Hall of Fame. But there's no way. There's no way.
Is it because he's hot? Why?
Sure. Yeah, that's what it is. No, this is defense. He's definitely been one of the best outfielders.
Aaron Hicks, who's he leaving?
Oh, I'm dumb. I said Aaron Hicks. I was thinking about Jordan Hicks. Aaron Hicks, he's with the Baltimore Orioles. That's why you remember him. He was on the Yankees, and he had that storyline where they were talking trash about him. Yeah. Good for Aaron Hicks. Hope he gets a team, I guess, but it might be his time to go into the cornfield and not die. I didn't mean that like he's going to die. Couple of right fielders, Teoscar Hernandez going to the Dodgers. A lot of his stuff might have been deferred. I don't remember. He's getting paid in 2042. Will Myers, another guy. Kevin Pillar's a good outfielder. Designated hitters. Shohei. JD Martinez is another guy who could swing it. Any of these? You don't know none of these names? I figured. I wanted to kind of do this for me too. I just wanted to see who's still out there.
I'm just reading through them.
Now, the starting pitchers got some juice back here. Blake Snell's still out there. Jordan Montgomery, who pitched for the Rangers, he's still out here.
Wow. Okay, that's surprising.
Kershaw, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's only 36. Wow, I didn't know that. I feel like he was older. Kershaw is a Hall of Fame pitcher. He's nasty. He's had trouble in the playoffs, but he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And he's only 36, but he's had some injuries. So I guess that might be why teams are kind of hesitant. Maybe the Dodgers might bring him back. Who knows? Urias, Zach Greinke, Lucas Giolito, Rich Hill, who was still pitching at the tender age of 65.
Wow. Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
But good for him.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. There's a lot of pitchers out there. I don't think we need to really go through.
The thing about pitchers, man.
Can't have enough.
It's a ton of them.
And that's only the starters.
There's
Holy
a lot
cow.
of them.
Okay. Well, we don't need to see all that. Well,
wow.
Outside of that, it was good to get back in the rhythm of things and start getting the show going
we're back.
again.
We're here in our undisclosed location.
I'm
in
here.
The lab.
In the lab. We're in a garage.
They don't need to know all that.
We're in a garage.
They don't need to know that information. How else would they know? You can't
I
tell
think
them
they could
things.
tell.
You cannot tell them things that they would not know.
I think they could tell that we were
You
in
got to
the
be
garage.
very sensitive about our details. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what baseball season has in store for us this year.
Spring training's right around the corner. I can't wait.
We're fortunate enough to be near a lot of spring training, so you can probably expect to see some coverage from us, maybe on boots on the ground style.
Yep, we're gonna get out there. We're gonna get out there. And
We
get
have
at 'em.
to. Yeah.
Shout out to FlyFrame again. If you guys want to buy one of these floating picture cubes, shout out to the boys over there. They hooked us up with one. You can go. Is it here? There. It's over here. Go to there on Etsy. Go to Etsy and type in FlyFrameLLC and you'll see their stuff.
And look, if you've been listening to us this long, first of all,
I don't know what's
don't
wrong
know
with you.
why,
What's
but
wrong
thank
with
you.
you?
Thank you for listening or watching wherever you are. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, do all the things.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't
beat
have
the
to.
shit out of the like button, leave a comment, like all the things that they tell you to do. Please do that for us. It really helps more than you know, especially since we're here in the middle of this undisclosed location, trying to get back in the rhythm of things and upgrade some of the stuff that you see. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put my Venmo in the description if you guys want to give
Yeah,
me.
we have Cash App and Venmo.
We only take
Anthony's
1,000
opening an OnlyFans. Just
only $1,000 at a time. So, all right. Well, appreciate it, guys. Until next time.
Till next week.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different.